All right, welcome to Videoguys Live. Today's show is kind of a part 2 show from last week where we're going to talk about products for live streaming and solutions that you need. If you remember last week, we talked about that social distancing requires live streaming for worship, education, corporate, government, organizations. So we're going to pick up where we left off last show. Adam, if you can cut to the shot of all the stuff down here. You know, we went through all these products last time and went into some detail on how they work and stuff. And now what we're going to talk about on today's show is how you can use them and use them together. We call it bundles, but it doesn't have to be a bundle. You can assemble these things piece by piece. And one of the most important things is you can add the products we show here to any existing live production, live streaming solution you have to get yourself, over the top to be able to present what you need to present. So let's cut to the first slide. And what we're talking about here, create the bundle that's right for you. We have all these different products. We can tell you what works together, but there might be something in your particular workflow, your particular need that works better. So combine products you own with products that complement it to meet your needs. We're talking about PTZ cameras. We're talking about encoders and cellular bonding, software, CDNs, like whether you go to YouTube or Facebook, get your own choice. Start small and grow with your needs. We understand a lot of people have been thrust into this. You've been thinking about live streaming, but you thought you had a lot of time to do it and you had future budgets to do it. And now all of a sudden we're all being told, no, you got to do this. You're a house of worship. People can't come to your church, to your synagogue, to your temple anymore. What do? You broadcast your message out to them. And then the key thing that we want to talk about is all the things we're talking about here are always scalable. You can always grow and add other things and get better as you go with your productions. And then manage your budget. We understand that you might not have the funds you want, so maybe you've got to start small and add bigger as you go. So let's dive right into some of the bundles we have to help you bring live streaming to your house of worship, your school, your education, your higher ed school, your college, your university, your corporation, whatever it is that you need streaming for, we're here to help you do it. All right. First thing I want to talk about is something that's really cool, and this is really two different things. Number one, Wirecast software, which you can go into a little bit more. There's two flavors of Wirecast software, and that software, what I love about it is you can run it on a PC or Mac. It's a great encoder, and you can use it with USB, NDI, or from your phone for great web streaming. So my number one tech tip to everyone is that Wirecast is a Swiss Army knife, and you can put it on a lot of different things to get things working. So let's talk about what we're talking about here. I kind of should add these slides in the other order, and I apologize for that. We have Epiphan AV-IO grabber. So I want to show you this grabber right over here. This is the AV-IO. We've shown it to you on other shows. We've done shows on it. This is, oh, it's green, so wonderful, so it's invisible. How do you like that? You know what, can we cut to this camera, which maybe since it's not keyed, it'll show up as green. There we go. This is the AV-IO. As you can see, it's a small little device. It attaches USB on one side, and then this side's got your jack, which comes with an HDMI adapter. We also have a SDI and a 4K HDMI version. These start at $399.95, and this will let you take video into your computer, PC or Mac. You attach your HDMI to this end, you attach this end via USB to your computer. You don't need any drivers. What I love about these, yes, there are less expensive units out there. Nothing's as rugged as this unit. They do not overheat. You don't have to worry about that. If you're doing a service, it's an hour or 2 hours long, stuff heats up. You don't have to worry about with this stuff. It doesn't require any drivers, and they just work and work all the time. So you're going to pay a little bit more, but they're worth every penny. That's Epiphan AV-IO encoders, and they work great with Wirecast. And we can help put you in a bundle together with a Wirecast and an AV-IO. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, maybe you've got an existing production system where you can do some switching, but you can't stream and you can't do any live graphics and stuff. Well, that's where Wirecast comes in great, because you can add your graphics and picture-in-picture and your effects in Wirecast, and then you can also now stream, because Wirecast is a great encoder. So maybe all you want to do is have, for your streaming, if it's maybe an educator or a teacher, maybe you just want to be able to bring a screen from a computer that you have coming into Wirecast via USB jack, and then maybe you also need to get a camera. It could be your webcam that you can get going. Wirecast is a great software tool, PC or Mac, runs great. It's a fantastic encoder. A lot of people use it as an encoder with their existing system because maybe their existing system is a little overwhelmed, so they need to offsite the encoder. Love that it'll run on a PC or Mac. Very, very cool. It also supports NDI technology, which we'll get into later in the show, and we're going to do a whole nother show about NDI later. All right, next I want to talk about a cool little product, which, okay, we don't have one up here. That's oh, you know why we don't have it up here? Because my warehouse manager, Alex, is a musician, and he's trying to use it at home. Why? Because I have a lot of musician friends, and a lot of what they're trying to do is do gigs. They're saying, hey, Wednesday night I'm going to play for a half hour, an hour. I'll sing some songs. I'll play some music. I think it's great. And from a point of social distancing, I thank all musicians who are out there doing free shows on Facebook, trying to help out, or YouTube, trying to let people in their community and their friends and stuff see it. Well, what's great about Livecast? Livecast is really thought of from a musician's point of view. You've got XLR audio. You've got the ability to bring in your guitar or your audio mixer directly into it. It'll let you add some graphics, some lower thirds, works with phones. We did a little show where I had Lon from Roland in here a little while ago. We went into the product, but if you're looking and you're a musician who you want to do some videos, and you want to do some live video shows while everyone's stuck at home, for the people in your community, the people in your office, the people in your friends, the people who maybe normally will come out to a bar and see you play, well, this is a great way to step up your game and make sure that your audio quality, your video quality, and things like lower thirds and graphics you can bring up there too. So if you just want to have your name on the graphics so people can remember who you were when it comes later, you can bring stuff up like that. Very cool tool, easy to use, recommended highly at $249, pretty affordable. And like I said, if you're a musician and you're looking to put some music on Facebook or YouTube Live for your friends and family, this is a great way to go, the Roland Go Livecast. Next, while we're on the subject of Roland, Roland's got a family of switchers. Now, these switchers, what we love about these switchers is they start at $595 for the 2-port switcher. The V-1HDs are 4. They're $995, and then the V-1HD is 8 sources. But what you do is you combine it with an encoder, and we've gone through the encoder. So I'm going to ask if we could get on this camera. I'm just going to pick up a pair of things as an example of what you can do. I could have this Roland V-1HD going in HDMI into this Matrox encoder, and now I can mix my show with up to 4 cameras, encode it, and stream it, and record it with the Matrox product. Another thing that I could do is I could take it and I could go to a LiveU Solo. Now, I can use the LiveU Solo if in my church or my school and I have Wi-Fi or wired internet, I can go with the LiveU Solo with this product. But also what's cool about the LiveU Solo is I can get it with cellular modems for cellular bonding. Why is that important? Maybe your church or your school is in an area that you don't have a good Wi-Fi, you don't have a good internet connection. Well, this brings your internet connection with you. Maybe where you want to teach from, you're a teacher or you're who doesn't have good Wi-Fi, or more than that, maybe you're a preacher and you can't get to your church now because it's sealed off for whatever reason, but you still want to give your sermon on. Well, you can walk outside with this product, and as long as you can get a bar on your cell phone, it'll work. It takes 2 cellular signals, one from AT&T, one from T-Mobile, puts them together in what they call the LRT cloud service, and now you can bring high-speed bandwidth with you wherever you are. And this product works great with a lot of the products up here. So let's say you have a Sling Studio, or you have another type of mixing system in your church where you just want to be able to encode and stream. Add the LiveU Solo at $9.99. Now you can encode and stream from where you are, or if you need to be, like I said, out in the field or an area that doesn't have internet, you can use the cellular bonding, which is super cool. And here, now, if we could bring this up, I just want to go into here are some of the cellular, some of the encoding solutions we have. We went through the last show. We have the LiveU Solo, HDMI 995, SDI 1495. Teradek makes their VidiU Go, and we have the Matrox Monarch family as well. And these encoders, like I said, can work with an existing mixing solution. Maybe you have data video mixers or mixers from another company that don't have streaming. Add the encoder and you can stream. Some of them, like the Matrox, will let you record your video in high resolution full HD while you're streaming in a compressed video. You can do that. That's very cool, and that's one of the reasons we love the Monarch encoder. Now let's talk about a solution that we've really done a lot of shows on. It's really great. It's streaming, it's encoding, it's multi-camera mixing. That's the Sling Studio Hub. That's $9.99. But what's great about the Sling Studio? You can bring in video cameras, or your phone can run an app, and you can run the app on your phone. It could be an iPhone or an Android phone, and it will be seen by the Sling Studio. But what I really love about the Sling Studio is I can add this little puppy a camera link, and with the camera link, I can actually bring video from an HDMI camera. So let's bring up this slide. Let's bring this slide full screen, because I think we need to talk about this with where we are right now, and that is this is a completely portable solution, but it's also the most versatile solution we sell for everyone who's got to stream in a hurry, who's got a limited budget. You can take the camcorder through the camera link, you can take a camera, you can use smartphones, you can use regular video cameras. You have an HDMI input jack as well on this, which a lot of people use that jack for like their laptop to come in, so they can bring in laptop graphics and stuff like that. It's a complete solution, and it has bundles available for you where you can put the camera link together with the Sling Studio Hub or whatever you like. So Sling Studio, a great way to go, probably for those who want to do a multi-camera shoot on a tight budget in the quickest time and the easiest way to do it. Sling Studio wins. Next, we have an all-in-one live production solution from Epiphan called the Pearl Mini. Now, the Pearl Mini doesn't need to be bundled with anything, but it's a complete solution, so I wanted to put it up here on this show now, because what the Pearl Mini gives you is it gives you encoding, it gives you streaming, it gives you playback of pre-recorded materials, it gives you the ability to switch from two sources, so I can bring in from a PowerPoint and from my live video if I want it. This is really good for educators who are looking to do a step-up job, or a church that wants to do a basic one or two camera shoot. It's great. You actually operate it from this screen as you go. So when you're talking about social distancing, I could have this operating with a PTZ camera, or a camera that's just set on me, and I could have some graphics and bring it all in, making it a complete solution. It's like a bundle all in one for $34.95. So we wanted to include that in this show. And of course, what can you bundle with it? PTZ cameras. We have a PTZ camera over here in this example from PTZ Optics. They sell PTZ cameras at a wide range of prices. We also have PTZ cameras from Panasonic and from NewTek themselves and from Bird Dog. And these cameras can be bundled with any solution, your existing solution, a Pearl, anything to get you up and going. So PTZ cameras, once again, in a world of social distancing, a PTZ camera does not require another person to be in the room with you. You can mount a couple of PTZ cameras, have a controller, and the person running the show can operate the cameras as well. Today's show, Adam's doing this as a one-man show today because we're using social distancing. Although we're open still, we're understanding that we're supposed to operate with less people, so that's what we're doing. So the rest of the video production team is actually remote, working from home, and they've been uploading the graphics and clips and everything we needed for the show. But Adam's here. Thank you, Adam, running the show today. So thank you, Adam, for coming in. And next we have Videoguys Tech Tip number 2, and this tech tip comes from my guy Adam, who's run into this a lot, and that is that a lot of times you want to do an audio mix where you want more than one person mic'd up, or you want some mic and some music, and a lot of people kind of miss what's going on. So what I'm saying is remember that stereo, by definition, gives you two channels of audio, because I don't speak in stereo, I speak in mono. Adam speaks in mono. We all speak in mono. So if you have two people you need to mic, you can put one on the left channel, your host can be on the left channel, your guest can be on the right channel. The picture we have here is an inexpensive mixer for $200 that we use for our show that lets you take in two mics, and it basically uses left-right mixing for you to set your own mix. So it actually comes in as a single stereo channel into your device, but it lets you do an audio mix. So very cool, love it, and I want to remind everyone that if they're, whatever the device they're using for encoding or recording offers two channels, they can now take advantage of that by having one mic going to the left, one going to the right. Better to have them come in through some kind of mixer that can balance that audio for you, but either way, you can get the two channels. Next, we want to go into advanced live production turnkey systems. Now, these are higher end systems, and we understand those of you who've just been thrust into having to do a whole video system overnight aren't going to be there, but a lot of people want to do the job and they want to do it right. So our three production systems that we're offering that we think are the best choices right now is the Telestream Wirecast Gear starting at $59.95, the TriCaster Mini starting at $59.95, and the Epiphan Pearl 2, which is the big brother of the Pearl, which will let you do up to 4 cameras and 4 mixes. But Adam, can we cut to this shot over here? because I want to talk about something that we're offering, and I know I don't remember if I got a slide. Can we do the top one? Oh, there it is, yeah. PTZ Optics is offering bundles that include, it's a PT Optics Telestream X Keys bundle. So right here, underneath here, this is the X Keys controller, a preset controller where you have presets. The version we have here is presets dedicated to Wirecast. This is a Wirecast gearbox, which is a computer that is optimized to run Wirecast. And then we have PTZ cameras from our friends at PTZ Optics all together. So we have bundles now. When you put all these together, you can save up to $500. If you actually go with a Wirecast gear, an X Keys, and a single PTZ Optics camera, you save $400. Add another camera, you save a total of $500. That's really cool. That's available from Videoguys and any dealer of these products across the country. But I love that bundle, so I wanted to bring it up here just to go over with you guys that promotion, because it's a super cool promotion, and we did a lot on Wirecast. It's very easy to use. One of the things that I want to talk about Wirecast for volunteers and organizations getting thrust into that is Wirecast kind of has a 1, 2, 3 approach. And what do I mean by that is you can immediately download, whether you're on PC or Mac, the trial version of Wirecast to kind of get yourself figuring out what it's about, playing with it, using it. Then you can order the Wirecast software alone at any time to learn about using the Wirecast to start streaming with it. And then down the road, if you grow bigger, you can get the gear if you're going to go with multiple cameras and really have to run it out there. So Wirecast, what I like about that is you can play with the software in a trial version. You can buy it to kind of learn how to get up and going. And then when you're really ready to step up bigger, you can get the Wirecast gear and maybe one of these bundles. Next, I want to talk about the new offerings from NewTek, and I think of all the products up here, the one people aspire to in this category is the TriCaster. The TriCaster is a great product. And I want to talk about the new TriCaster Mini. The new one is a 4K NDI bundle. That's the box we have right here that actually doesn't have any HDMI or SDI inputs. What you use is you use these little, can we get that camera going on me? I'm going to give it a second. Use these little converters right here, and that's how you bring the stuff in. So here we go. Yeah, here are these converters. I want to show it to you. This is the unit, and you can see that it doesn't have any jacks. We've done some shows on it. What you do is you take your HDMI source into this this dedicated NDI converter, and it plugs into your network, and through NDI, it plugs directly into this box right here. So you can directly input multiple sources using NDI, which is a whole technology that allows you to do an IP workflow where now you don't have to run big expensive cabling over the room, and any cables you have throughout the room with your local networking can be tied into it. But now there's also 3 bundles available with the TriCaster Mini 4K. You got it for, it's basically a la carte, gets you the unit with these 2 converters. For $10,995 you get the TriCaster Mini 4K, the 2 converters, and a small control surface and a hard travel case. And then they have the big bundle for $18,995, which gets you the TriCaster Mini 4K, a pair of the converters, the TC1 control surface, a bigger, more professional control surface with a joystick controller that you can use for your PTZ, and 2 NewTek PTZ cameras for $18,995. Sells you about $1,000. So that's like the gamut and the breadth of our bundles for this show, and I think you'll see they were really cool. But since we were just talking about NewTek, I want to jump into it. I want to talk about NDI technology. We've done it on other shows before, and I know that a lot of you guys who are churches and schools are scrambling now to get the fastest thing, the first thing you can. But if you've been thinking about this and you've been planning on it, I want to go into something about NDI that I think is real important in this day and age when we have to be a distance from each other. And that is, NDI enables distancing in video productions. Oftentimes when you see a video production, you'll see the video producer, the director, the operators are all kind of huddled all together tightly in a little space. That's because you're basically running cabling that is in general about 6 feet, 9 feet long between the different devices. Well, in NDI, now you can spread that out. What do I mean? If I had NDI and I had 2 or 3 PTZ cameras, I could be operating, let's say, a Wirecast gear or a TriCaster Mini, have one operator, and then I could have someone on my network who could be in the other side of the room, could be in another building within the same building, operating those cameras remotely with a PTZ controller and those cameras PTZ via NDI. Very cool. I could also have someone operating a laptop that could be bringing in, lyrics or the words to the hymns or special graphics, or maybe it's some of the training for stuff like that. So because of NDI, all I have to be is on the same network as my main switcher. And that switcher, yeah, it's great if it's a TriCaster, but it could be Wirecast, vMix, OBS. All those products support NDI. So if you're looking about getting into any of those softwares to run them on a computer, with NDI, you don't have to be all on top of each other. You can run inexpensive, giggy, Cat6 Ethernet cabling, even with PoE over it from a switch. Really love NDI, and I think if you're thinking long-term, it's really the place you want to be investing your money long-term, especially if you're a church that was already, or a school that was thinking we're going to be doing this. We're just being rushed and having to do it now because of what's happened with the current time. So want to talk about some future shows we have coming up, and the NDI was a great teaser. Next show, March 31st, NDI, State of New Tech, and I will go more in depth about how NDI enables social distancing, and we're hoping to even be able to work in some real distancing with NDI over the cloud and some stuff like that from our friends at BirdDog. April 7th, spotlight on Sling Studio. Go into Sling Studio. We're going to talk about setting up and using it and how you can use it in a worship situation, education, board of ed, government agency, or corporate training. And then on April 14th, we're going to go into the PTZ camera roundup, because we've got PTZ cameras from PTZ Optics, from Panasonic, from NewTek, from BirdDog. We're going to let you see them all. We're not going to tell you which one to buy. We're going to show you them all and let you pick based on what the feature sets are. But one of the things that a lot of people are realizing is with this needing to live stream and socially distance, PTZ cameras become more and more important. And as you can see, the shows we have now, we've really thrown out our whole agenda we had before. We're going to really be focusing on what we think is important for you right now, given the crisis that's going on in the world. And that is, you want to know about live streaming, you want to know about the gear that supports it. And that's what we're going to be focusing on too, because as my motto is, and if we could bring that graphic up for the last time during the show, social distancing requires live streaming. If you're going to reach people and you're going to communicate, we're human beings, we want to communicate with each other. Social distancing is a great way to do it, and we recommend it very highly, and we hope that you are enjoying these shows. We're glad to bring them to you, and please feel free to call us. Be patient on our phones, folks, because we're in a situation where my people are remote, so we may have to answer the phone and get back to you. You may have to leave a message. Email to sales@videoguys.com is really the best way to reach us right now, because we have 3 different people monitoring that email address right now. Actually, 4. If you count me, part-time, 5. So it's definitely something you want to go to. But we've got this expertise. We can help you with these products. We can help you design systems. If you are a school or a school district, we'll gladly work with you and accept your POs. We can't do that with churches. We can't necessarily do that with corporations and small business, but definitely with nonprofit hospitals and church and schools and things like that. Also, we'll help talk to you about what you have already. What cameras do you have already? What gear do you have already? What are the other missing pieces we can help guide you on and what to get? And maybe you want to get something that we don't sell, like a camera. We'll still give you some advice on what cameras we recommend for what your setup is. You know, right now I want to point to this baby because we got this CX350 from Panasonic as our new studio camera. It's NDI, it's 4K, it is a phenomenal camera. And if you're looking for a really high quality camera to add to do your live streaming from, to do your video productions, that you want to take you through this crisis for another year, 2 years down the road in the future, it is a camcorder I highly recommend, the Panasonic CX350. So folks, I thank you for coming to today's show. I appreciate what everyone is going through. Video Guys, we're going to try to stay open as long as we can. Given the crisis that's out there, at some point, someday someone could knock on the door and say, hey guys, enough is enough. But we're keeping our social distance here. We're doing our best to get you the products you need. I want to stress that we are charging the same prices we were charging before the crisis came up. You're not going to see us gouging pricing like is going on in some of the markets and on Amazon and stuff like that. And I love Amazon. It's where you normally go to get the lowest price. But given this crisis, it's not always true right now with what's going on. We're sticking to our prices. We're sticking to our programs. We have free shipping for you. And I want to thank you for watching the show. By all means, watch last week's show to learn a little bit more about all these great products I went into, because I went into the individual products in more depth. But this is Gary from Video Guys. I'm glad I could help you. Thank you for coming. Peace, good health, stay safe, keep your distance, wash your hands, Be smart. We'll get through this together. This is Gary from Video Guys. Peace.
Video Guys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.